Hello dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings on YouTube. Welcome to the show. Well, your host Ram is here once again, and today I'm going to look at lots of things. One is, yesterday we had another super over which was enacted between Royal Challengers Bangalore and the other team was Delhi Daredevils, who are hunting for their first win. But well, in the super over they lost it in the last two balls when actually Umesh Yadav had bowled very good Yorkers, and then we faltered at the last moment where he gave away two sixes of the last two balls. AB de Villiers swapping him over mid-wicket for two sixes. So I'll come to that. I will just briefly cover that match because I have lots of things to cover. Then we will go to the match which happened today. It was between Pune Warriors and Sunrisers Hyderabad. It was a low-scoring match, and one would have expected them to win. 19 runs, unbelievable I would say, because 19 runs to win of 19 balls. You have 6 wickets in hand. And here comes Amit Mishra taking his third IPL hat-trick and then sinking sinking Pune Warriors. Pune Warriors are absolutely on course for a victory, and here it is, Amit Mishra's hat-trick totally sunk them and they were gone. So we'll talk about that. And then today was the start of the first test match. As you know, everybody are glued to the IPL, but as far as I am concerned, cricket happenings is cricket happenings all around the world. So I have one more happening around the world. This is the only international matches which are being played other than the IPL, and today was the start of the Bangladesh tour of Zimbabwe. Today was the first day of the first test at the Harare Sports Club, and in fact Zimbabwe were struggling at 65 for 3, but thanks to Brendan Taylor, the captain, who was in absolutely bad form during the tour. When he was playing against West Indies, but really returned to very good form here by hitting a century and taking his team to a respectable score on the first day of the first test against Bangladesh by posting a century. Not only that, it was his 6th century in his test career. And Brendan Taylor, the captain, leading the way. 217 for 5 was what Zimbabwe ended up on the first day of the first test against Bangladesh at the Harare Sports Club. We'll talk about that. And then we are also looking at a match which is currently happening where Mumbai Indians are taking on the Rajasthan Royals. Rajasthan Royals batted first. They put up a good score on the board of 179 for 3 of their 20 overs. The wicket is not easy to bat on here at the Savai Mansingh Stadium in Jaipur. It's a greenish track, and already things have started happening. Both the openers, Tendulkar and Ponting, have been sent back to the pavilion by the spinner Ashok Chandila, who has taken already 2 wickets. And right now I see Dinesh Karthik and Rohit Sharma, the 2 form men who have been for Mumbai Indians, are at the crease right now, and Ashok Chandila has taken both the wickets. We will come to that later. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start off with the match between Delhi Daredevils and Royal Challengers Bangalore. Now, as you know, Delhi Daredevils actually batted first, and they put up 157 on the board. If you look at the score that Delhi Daredevils put, they took 157 on the board, and Royal Challengers Bangalore also ended up with 157 of their 20 overs. But there was lots of excitement. In fact, Delhi Daredevils ended with 152 for 5 of their 20 overs, and Royal Challengers Bangalore. Now I'll take you directly to the excitement because I don't have time to cover each and everything. So I'm just going to take you down to the excitement. The Royal Challengers Bangalore innings was going on very well until Virat Kohli lost his wicket, and that was the time when it looked like Royal Challengers were going towards victory. And it was something that was very strange which happened, because after that wickets started going. There was a lot of confusion all round. Virat Kohli was playing well, was there, and there was not much runs to get to. But suddenly things started happening when Arun Karthik got out, because at the end of over 17, Bangalore would have definitely fancied to win this match with Virat Kohli and Arun Karthik at the crease. At 130 for 4, 23 runs required from just 3 overs, and here comes all the problems. First it was Arun Karthik was run out for 5. Arun Karthik probably wanted to give Virat Kohli the strike. He was not willing to go for the 3rd run, and in the process he got run out. After that, Umesh Yadav came in and picked up 2 wickets in 2 balls. He dismissed Syed Mohammed, and then he had Virat Kohli out. That was a big wicket, so he was gone for 65. And finally it all came down to the wire with Irfan Pathan was the bowler and Rampal was at the crease, and 12 runs of 6 balls, and Rampal smashes the first ball that was bowled to him over the deep extra cover boundary of the bowling of Irfan Pathan. So that makes the equation 6 of 5 balls. And look what happened. In fact, Pathan started bowling very well. He was bowling in the right areas, and that enabled Pathan to bowl to Rampal. And the last ball, Rampal scampered by, and then it led to a super over. So they could gather only 11 runs of that over of Irfan Pathan, chasing 153, and they ended up at 152. So that what it did is it brought in a super over in the IPL, in the Indian Premier League. Now, just talking about the super over here. The super over, well, we had Chris Gale and AB de Villiers who were walking. Umesh Yadav was the bowler. There was a lot of excitement, a lot of in the sense a lot of suspense here, because Umesh Yadav was bowling so well. He bowled 2 balls to Gale and 2 balls to de Villiers. Everything was absolutely on the stumps. It was on the block hole. It was some very good bowling from Umesh Yadav, and only 4 runs were taken by the Royal Challengers Bangalore. And look what happened in the next 2 balls. The next 2 balls, AB de Villiers dispatched them over mid-wicket for 6s. 2 6s which were hit. The first one was slogged over deep mid-wicket. The second one was also hit over mid-wicket for a 6. And so that made the score for the Royal Challengers Bangalore 15 runs in that super over. Now 15 runs, probably Delhi Daredevils sort of fancied getting it. Irfan Pathan was the bowler. Rampal was the bowler, and Irfan Pathan and David Warner. In fact, Virendra Sehwag didn't walk out. It was David Warner and it was Irfan Pathan who walked out. And look at what happened in the first ball. The first ball that Ravi Rampal bowled, David Warner was gone off the first ball itself. He cut it, and that backward point, Gale took the catch. So they required 15 runs in the next 5 balls. And Pathan came in, and the first ball that he faced from Rampal was swung over square leg for a 4. After that, the third ball that Pathan took, he just picked it up and lofted it with a big swing for a 6 over backward square leg. So that made the equation 10 runs. 10 runs were taken off the first 4 balls, and the 5th ball, one more 1 run got, and then they required just a boundary to either equal it. And I'm extremely sorry. In fact, after Warner was out, it was Ben Rohrer who came out. So it was Irfan Pathan and Rohrer. Rohrer got just 1 ball, and that was the ball which was a wicket, because Rampal, what he did is he actually cleaned him up. He clean bowled Ben Rohrer, and that was all over for the Delhi Daredevils. Now Delhi Daredevils are still hunting for that first victory in the Indian Premier League, but what a match it was. And Royal Challengers Bangalore, let me tell you, they have made it a practice now to have lots of close matches. If you look at whatever matches they have played, they have been having a lot of close matches, and today this was one of those closest matches. And that was it. Royal Challengers Bangalore won the match. Virat Kohli was named man of the match. But what a match we had. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to cover it. With full of excitement. I'm sorry, dear fans. I did whatever I could. Well, so now we are talking about the next match which happened. Now this is a match which is an unbelievable match. Sunrisers Hyderabad were the ones who batted first. This was against Pune Warriors. Now I'm only going to go into those very interesting moments because I just don't have time here. So Sunrisers Hyderabad were the ones who actually batted first, and they put on 119 for 8 on the board. Just not a good score at all. Now the highest scorer being Samant Rai, who made 37 of as many balls with 3 4s and 1 6. But Amit Mishra was the all-rounder. I put up an all-round performance today. First with the bat, he came in with the score at a very, very shaky 44 for 6. And for the score to reach 119, it was all thanks to Samant Rai and Amit Mishra. Amit Mishra made a very good unbeaten 30 of just 24 balls with 3 4s, 19 coming in, and there's 19 coming in from Ashish Reddy, an unbeaten 19 of 15 balls with 1 6. 119 was on the board. As far as Pune Warriors were concerned, they were chasing 119. It was a small score. They started off very well. In fact, they had rattled up 38 runs in the first in almost 4 overs, with Robin Uthappa, who being the more aggressive partner today, making 22 of 14 balls with very good shots, and Aaron Finch made 16 of 13 balls with 3 4s. The other day, you know what damage they did to Chennai Super Kings and actually won the match for Pune Warriors. But today, both of them were in the hut after scoring 38 runs. So 38 for 2, and after that, suddenly things started happening for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. They started picking up wickets. In fact, Suman was gone for 12 or 14 balls with 1-4. Stephen Smith, who played well, was a victim of Ishan Sharma for 17 of 25 balls. Angelo Matthews. Now this was the time, this was the crunch time which all started, because after Smith was out, Marsh with some big hits went on to 14 of 13 balls with 1-4 and 1-6, and he was gone, and the score read 101 for 5 in the 17th over. So that essentially meant another 18 runs were required. So 17 overs have gone by, and this is what I wanted to say. It's so unbelievable. They had 19 runs to get. They had 18 runs to get of the last 3 overs, and they had all the 5 batsmen, 5 people at the crease, and look at what the batting order they had. They had Angelo Matthews, they had Abhishek Nair, and look at what happened. It all started with Amit Mishra coming into bowl the 18th over, and this is what he did with his with his 4th, 5th and 6th balls. But before that, Angelo Matthews was gone as Mishra took his wicket for 20 of 24 balls with 1-4. And then suddenly it was a hat-trick for Amit Mishra. It all started up in the 19th over. The 19th over, the match was all over, courtesy the 3rd IPL hat-trick by Amit Mishra, the leg spinner. First, what he did is he cleaned up Bhuvneshwar Kumar. As I said, 18 of 3 overs. Definitely Pune Warriors would have felt that they could win the match. And here what happened, here's Amit Mishra's, if you look at the score, 107 for 7 when Matthews departed. After that, it was all Amit Mishra. First he had Bhuvneshwar Kumar, LBW for a duck, and all the 3 people were sent to the pavilion for a duck. Rohit Sharma was bowled by Mishra for a duck, and Ashok Dinda was also cleaned up by Mishra for a duck. And it was all over for the Pune Warriors. An unbelievable thing, and the Pune Warriors dugout was absolutely stunned. And why not? The crowd was stunned at Pune, because this was such a this was a match which Pune Warriors would have definitely, even in their sleep, they could have won this match. And here it is, Pune Warriors losing this match, and I'm sure there is absolutely no excuses for what they have done. They committed harakiri, and it was all over. Pune Warriors 108 all out in the 19 overs. And Amit Mishra was the man of the match for his batting and bowling performance, taking the hat-trick, 4 overs no maiden, 4 for 19. And Tisra Pereira also bowled well, 3 for 20, 1 for 13 for Sharma. Steen bowled 1 for 34. Ishan Sharma 1 for 22, and Amit Mishra was named man of the match. Well, from here I am shifting to the match between Zimbabwe and Bangladesh. Today was the first day of the first test between Zimbabwe and Bangladesh, and Zimbabwe were the ones who lost the toss. Actually, Bangladesh captain Mushfiqur Rahim winning the toss and putting Zimbabwe in. And Zimbabwe, as I said, they initially struggled. They had 3 people who are actually making their debut today in this particular test match: Maruma, Maith, and Mutumbami. And Maruma was the opener, who opened with Subanda. But today what Bangladesh would be very happy about is that the pace bowling has always been a question mark. But Rubiul Islam bowled well, Rubel Hussain also bowled well, and both of them took 2 and 1 wicket respectively. Vusi Subanda was gone, clean bowled by Rubiul Islam for 5. I don't have much time to talk about all that. Masakadza made 25, Maruma was 10, and Zimbabwe were actually reduced to one stage at 65 for 3, where Bangladesh held the initiative there. But all these initiatives grabbed away by this wonderful partnership which took place for the 4th wicket between the captain Brendan Taylor, who went on to make an unbeaten 105 of 211 balls, 5 fours and 1 6. It was a painstaking effort from Brendan Taylor, but a very good one at that, and he's still unbeaten there at stumps. And Malcolm Waller gave him admirable company to make 55 with 3 boundaries. What a partnership, 127 runs partnership, taking the score to 192 for 4. And this was only the second new ball that actually got the wicket for Bangladesh. And then Elton Chigumbura was not out on 6 when Zimbabwe closed on the first day of the first test at the Harare Sports Club at 217 for 4. It was looking much better. Then they were 65 for 3 at one stage, but they recovered to 217 for 4 thanks to the thanks to the captain Taylor and Malcolm Waller's 127 run partnership. Well, I don't have anything else to share, so what I'm going to do, I just see that the Mumbai Indians are not doing well here. In reply to Rajasthan Royals 117 for 3 of their 20 overs, Mumbai Indians have lost their 3rd wicket here. Rohit Sharma, the form man in this Mumbai Indians team, has gone. So 3 wickets down now for 26 runs from Mumbai Indians on this particular pitch. They are in the 7th over, so that is not good going at all. Rohit Sharma caught Watson, bowled Trivedi for 2, and right now the 2 openers already back into the pavilion. Dinesh Karthik Another form man in this Mumbai Indian team is right now in the middle, so that is the hope. And then they have Kiran Pollard. They have a good batting lineup still to come. So it's early days for Mumbai Indians, but definitely Kiran Pollard is the one who has walked out now to join Dinesh Karthik, who is not out on 14 of 18 balls with 2 fours. Well, and Rajasthan Royals made 79 for 3 of 20 overs batting first. Watson contributing 31 of 25 balls with 5 fours and 1 6. Rahane was not out on 68 of 54 balls with 8 fours and 34 coming in from the wicketkeeper Dilshan Yagnik of 24 balls, 4 fours and 1 6. And Brad Hodge, rattling off 27 of 15 balls with 2 sixes to remain unbeaten. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, I'm leaving you right now with the score that Mumbai Indians right now are struggling in reply to the Rajasthan Royals 179 for 3 of 20 overs at 26 for 3 in the 7th over. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the Cricket Show for today. See you all tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye. Thank you.